I don't know anyone that would want to hurt her. She was as nice a person as there is.
It's not uncommon to see a criminal accidentally reveal themselves as the perpetrator to a crime during a police interrogation, but it's not too often that we see a murderer accidentally out himself during a news interview. But that's exactly what happened during a murder case in Macon, Georgia in 2011, and that's what we're going to be taking a look at in today's video. On June 29, 2011, the friends of Mercer Law School graduate Lauren Giddings were beginning to become worried because they couldn't get a hold of her for several days. Though she was in the process of studying for her bar exam, her friends knew it wasn't like her to shut off contact completely, so they knew for sure something was wrong. One of her friends did a welfare check on her but did not find her in her apartment. Nobody in Lauren's family or circle of friends had heard from her since June 27th. That's when they decided to go to police. After a brief search, police found her torso in the parking lot dumpster. Not long after this shocking discovery was made, news crews had begun covering this case. As with most missing persons and murder cases, it's normal to interview neighbors of the victim. One particular interviewee in this case, however, stood out from the rest. His name was Stephen McDaniel, and he was also a graduate of Mercer Law School and a former classmate of Lauren's. He had also lived next to her for 3 years. His interview starts out completely normal as he's expressing what he personally knows about Lauren.
And she just recently graduated from Mercer?
Yeah, she and I were both JD students. We graduated back in May.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see?
I mean, she's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable, very much a people person.
Do you know any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, we don't know where she is. I mean, the only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her.
When Stephen learns that police have found Lauren's body, everything about him changes.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
Yeah, no one had seen her since Saturday because there's not a whole lot of interaction unless we're doing classes. I don't know anyone that would want to hurt her. She was as nice a person as there is.
Was she moving soon? Did you know anything about her?
Yeah. She was going to be moving out today. She was supposed to move out today because someone else was going to be moving into her apartment in the new law school. And the last thing that there was an email that she sent out after 10 that night where she sent to, I think it was someone in Atlanta, a friend of hers in Atlanta, and she said that she was afraid in her apartment that she thought that someone had tried to break in on Thursday night, and she was afraid to stay in there. But
where did you hear that from? From Joe?
He pulled it up and we read it off the screen.
She had said that to a friend in Atlanta?
Yeah, I can't remember his name, but...
And you hadn't heard anything on Thursday night?
No.
She never came to you to tell you anything?
No, if she had, I could have done something. I could have lent her a handgun. I've got a little handgun that I have for defense.
At first glance, Stephen's reaction seems completely justified. It's as if he's a distraught friend who's learning of Lauren's death for the first time, thus sending him into a state of hysteria. But what this really is him realizing that a crucial piece of evidence related to his crime has just been located, thus sending him into a sense of panic. Shortly after this TV interview, police spoke to all of Lauren's neighbors, who were all more than willing to allow them to search their apartments in order to clear their name of any wrongdoing, except for one neighbor, Stephen McDaniel. After police pressured him about it, he finally agreed to let them search his apartment. They found something in there that was rather interesting, a master key to all of the apartments in his complex. He was not an employee of the complex, so what was his reason for having this master key? When asked about his reason for having the key, McDaniel told police that he used it to enter a few of his neighbors' apartments to steal rubbers. This admission allowed police to arrest him on burglary charges, though it was really their means of getting him into an interrogation room to talk to him about Lauren's murder. The Stephen McDaniel that we saw on TV talking to reporters was much different than the one you see here talking to investigators. This Stephen McDaniel was completely closed off, only answering questions with yes, no, and I don't know. His demeanor was night and day from his TV interview, where he was very talkative. Here, he was cold.
You don't have any weapons on you, do you? No. That's just you are. What's wrong? You know Detective Patterson, right?
Yes.
Do you remember? Put your hands up here. You remember us talking
Yes.
earlier tonight, right?
Yes.
You remember me earlier in the day?
Yes.
When we came down here and talked a little bit and then we left?
Yes.
Okay. I need to know about this girl right here. You know her?
Yes.
Who is that?
Lauren Giddings.
Does she live next door to you?
Yes.
When's the last time you seen her?
2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay. Was you friends with Lauren?
Yes.
Look at me when you talk to me, son. Okay?
Today you told an investigator that you were worried about us possibly finding blood in your apartment, didn't you?
I don't remember.
You did. Now why would you be worried about that?
We all looked in Lauren's apartment.
Did you see blood?
No.
Then what would make you think that there was blood taken over there? Nothing would make you think that unless you saw it. Because see, I didn't see no blood. None of the other Lauren's friends saw blood, but I know now that blood was there. And now I believe you saw it. You saw that blood. You know that blood was there. And that's why you're worried about it.
No.
Did you know? Why do you have blood up in the inside of your nose?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Detectives asked him a variety of questions related to his potential involvement in Lauren's murder, but he didn't really give them anything to go off of and maintained that he had nothing to do with this murder. Police had to then use the forensic evidence they recovered from McDaniel's apartment in lieu of a confession. After another search of his apartment, investigators found even more chilling evidence. They found a violent search history and specific searches related to Lauren Giddings, which indicated that he had a romantic and intimate interest in her. They also found a video that McDaniel took on the night of Lauren's murder of him secretly peering into her window. Police discovered the packaging for a hacksaw and a bedsheet covered in Lauren's blood. With evidence mounting against him at an alarming rate, Stephen McDaniel finally confessed to the murder of Lauren Giddings. He admitted that he used the master key to enter her apartment wearing a mask while Lauren slept. Then when he accidentally woke her up, he panicked and killed her. He then cut her up and disposed of her. Finally, in 2014, Stephen was found guilty of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole in 2041. He has tried several times since then to appeal, but fortunately, all attempts have been unsuccessful. In 2018, McDaniel's father attempted to start a GoFundMe to raise money because he had been, quote-unquote, separated from his family since his arrest in 2011. The page was taken down the same night. Lauren Giddings is remembered by friends and family as a young woman who had an outgoing personality and a passion for making the world a better place, which is why she got her law degree in the first place. People who were close to her still celebrate all her birthdays and organize annual charity runs in her honor. There's also a memorial plaque dedicated to her at Mercer Law School, where she graduated from. That's all for now. Thanks for tuning into another video. Please feel free to voluntarily commit yourself to Asinine Asylum by hitting that like and subscribe button and turn on notifications so you can be first in line for more true horror stories like this. It's farewell for now, my patients, and I'll see you in the next video.